Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining in today's Tool Talk webcast entitled The Emergence of Content-Aware SIEM, or Security Information and Event Management, sponsored by NitroSecurity. I'm Katrina Deal with the SANS Institute, and I'll be moderating today's webcast. Today's speaker is Mel Shakir, CTO at NitroSecurity. It's my pleasure to introduce our first featured speaker, Mel Shakir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this webcast. Our topic for today is Emergence of Content-Aware SIEM. I will start off with a brief primer on SIEMs and go on to define a content-aware SIEM, followed by a demonstration using real-world use cases while highlighting the key features of a content-aware SIEM. Hopefully this presentation will help you make good choices with technology selection that's right for you, ensuring that a SIEM deployment not only meets your objectives of automating compliance, but becomes the central and the most important tool in your toolkit for ensuring security of your organization. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with a SIEM, here's a brief description. SIEM stands for Security Information and Event Management. A SIEM is a tool used by information security professionals to collect security and audit events and respond to security incidents. It collects data from applications, servers, security and network devices. SIEM is also widely used as the tool of choice for satisfying security requirements mandated by SOX, PCI, GLBA, because SIEMs provide sophisticated reporting, analysis, and forensics capabilities. Other standard features in a modern SIEM are long-term archiving and management of audit logs. Now, here's an example of a simple network that needs to be protected. There is a fair bit of complexity even in this small network with switches, routers, firewalls, security devices, file and email and database and application servers, endpoints, all generating audit-worthy events. Even a small network like this can produce hundreds of thousands of events a day that must all be analyzed in order to ensure the organization's security. The first thing a SIEM does is collect data from almost every data source in the organization. Most leading SIEMs support hundreds of devices out of the box and provide an easy path for consuming custom logs. If you have a network that is more complex than the simple network I showed you, the first thing you should consider, besides knowing your data sources are supported, is whether the SIEM can be deployed and managed with minimal effort. Once deployed, a SIEM becomes the central aggregation point of all security events, or the single pane of glass. Now, although the SIEM is the primary tool for the InfoSec team, there are other stakeholders. Compliance and audit often fund the deployment. But even if that is not the case, without true collaboration between InfoSec, network operations, compliance and audit, and even subject matter experts, folks who really understand the critical business applications, you cannot ensure true security. So a SIEM must provide value to all stakeholders in order to be successful. So why do people deploy a SIEM, right? Let's see a few use cases. For one, to identify and prevent attacks, both internal and external. Enforce security policies and identify violations. To expedite investigations of security breaches. SIEMs also provide common compliance features like logging privileged user activity, managing logs for long-term, to assist with investigations and reporting, and of course to demonstrate controls mandated by those regulations. So what are the typical SIEM features? Besides data aggregation, long-term archiving, and other fairly standard features such as reporting and notification, SIEMs differ in their ability to correlate events and detect threats and perform sophisticated forensics analysis for root cause and investigations, and they provide features like user and application activity profiling for discovering exceptional activity.